One. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Shenanigans. All right, here we are in the Goblin Cave. Melkor's body resting outside the barricade, spikes driven through him all the way. Sir Walker standing between two goblins with a decapitated goblin at his feet. And we will... Actually, the last goblin that round gets to make an attack. The one that didn't get a shot yet. And he stabs at the brave Sir Walker to no avail. And we'll roll into initiative for next round.
All right.
Two goblins near you. One on either side of you, so either they both get flanking or one gets front, one gets back. Your choice.
All right, they can both get flanking. I'm just like in between them, swinging my sword. Yeah,
I get you. One of them goes at 9. One of them goes at 14.
Avenge me! Attack me in order. Yeah.
Go for it, Walker.
All right, now, so I'm real mad. So yeah, I get 2 attacks this round. So I'm just gonna do like a one right after the other at opposite
All
sides.
right. The 11 slashes a goblin. Roll me some damage.
8 damage.
8 is enough to kill that one, and the 19 hits a goblin as well for 11, ripping that goblin to shreds too. They both lie dead at your feet, all 3 goblins, and your newest traveling companion.
He lived how he died.
Death.
Death.
Death. All right. Let's go forward. Let's press on. The next section is another one of these crawl on your belly, hidey hole type situations.
All right, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go in again, but this time I'm not going on my stomach. I'm going on my back, so I can look up at the. At any more traps that can come.
Okay. So you're gonna like push your shield. What are you gonna do with your shield and your sword?
I would say I'll be carrying my sword like I'll be like kind of lying it on the ground so I can like stab out if I can.
So you're gonna stab up in front of you.
Yeah, forward. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And your shield?
I'm gonna be like kind of dragging it with my feet, actually.
Okay. So dragging the shield with the feet, keeping the sword in front of you to stab in case there's something that direction. Excellent. You make it down the hallway, maybe 10 feet or so, when you see there is a side passage, a side tunnel that heads in this direction. And you can also feel that there is a pull of air coming in that direction. Like, wind blows into that direction.
Okay. Yeah, that seems like where they could be. I think I'm gonna try to go in there and see.
All right. You head down that passage, which goes for not too terribly far, and it's not difficult to worm your way in that direction until it opens into a larger room that is lit with the flickering of flames, and you can see 3 goblins standing over a large cauldron, which is suspended by logs over a large fire. And above this cauldron, suspended on another large log, is a halfling that has been lashed to it, kind of like hanging over the soon-to-be boiling water as the goblins jitter back and forth in their crude tongue. Sharpening knives. One of them's got a hand in a bag of oregano, smelling it and sprinkling it into the water. The one sharpening the knives is looking at the halfling and licking his lips. The third goblin is standing nearby, leaning on a shield, and then sort of like cocks his head and leans low and points at you and goes, "Arr! Argamard!"
Argamard! I say right back, Argamard!
All right, let's roll some initiative. The goblin spearman goes at 7. The goblin knife wielder goes at 5, and the goblin oregano thrower. What's the initiative of oregano? 3 goes at 11.
13.
13. Oh my god, they all go before you. The spearman hops to at the end of that hole, so you're like stuck lying down until you can get out, and stabs at you. He gets a +4 because you're prone. 8 and 4 is only a 12 though, so even though your shield is behind you at your feet, 12 is still not going to be good enough. That blows come down, you dodge your head one way, dodge your head the other way, get caught in the chainmail, but it's fine. Next up is the goblin knife sharpener, who will take a position beside the goblin stabber, so they're both sort of covering your entrance, and bring his goblin daggers down onto you. Actually, he's got a sharpening stick in one hand and a dagger in the other, so it's just one dagger attack. But also +4 to hit because you are prone. 6 and 4 is 10, not good enough. And lastly, the goblin with oregano in his hands. This doesn't seem like an effective combat weapon.
He grabs a stick from the fire.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah. I think he dumps the handful of oregano into the fire, grabs out a flaming log, and now there's 3 of them lined up. Spear in the middle, dagger on the right, flaming log on the left, and he's just going to try and bash you over the head as your head like sticks out of the exit. 11 and 4 is 15. I think that's your AC without your shield or dex.
Back touch, or I guess it's the surprise.
Let's take a look at your character sheet real quick here. Where is?
I just have a chain full, so I guess that's AC 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he will bash you over the head with a burning log that will do 1d4 plus 1 points of damage. You will take 5 damage from the burning log as the goblin smashes you in the face with it. Do you have any facial hair? The correct answer is no.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm not worried at all. I got my flaming ring of protection here.
Yeah,
Oh.
he does.
Yeah, so.
Fire damage.
So it reduces or resists?
It was hard when he was doing the hopscotch.
Excellent. Half of 1, I guess we'll just call 0, because otherwise that seems like that's silly. So yeah, just 4 damage then, as you get bashed in the face with a flaming log. And it is your turn, Sir Walker. You're not going to be able to pull yourself out of this spot until you kill at least 1 goblin.
All right. Well, yeah, I still got my sword up, and then I say, good thinking. You smoked him out with the the fire.
Nice.
And then I will. So wait, one of them. There's like a dagger guy. There's also somebody with a
dagger, a spear, and a flaming log.
All right, so I'm gonna attack the guy with this spear. I don't like these spears.
Yeah. Ooh, close but no cigar. You swing at him. He dances back, blocks the spear, the sword slash with the point of his spear, and leaps to the counter attack. Let's roll initiative for the next round.
What do I roll for screaming?
D3. +3, I mean. Oh my god, they all rolled amazing on their initiative. The spear is the slowest with a 7. Alright, they all get their attacks. The spear comes down on you. A 15 and 4 is 19 is going to hit you. He will stab you in the clavicle for 5 points of damage. The dagger guy will bring the daggers to bear against you. It's a 14 to hit is no good. And the flaming log goblin will bash you with a 22 to hit.
Okay.
I think that's a crit. Because
Yeah.
it's a natural 18. He will hit you for 2d4 plus 2 damage. The 2 gets reduced to 1 because it's fire. That is 6 plus 1 is 7 damage total. Are you still alive, Sir Walker?
I'm at 0. I've just got to. Am I still up or?
You're unconscious but alive. Which is perfect. It all goes dark, Sir Walker. You lose sight. The last thing you hear is the goblin screaming. Is the halfling screams. And it's dark for a while. A long while. When you finally come to, you feel you are tightly bound to a log. Looking down, there is a big cauldron of water below you. To your left, a halfling who looks mysteriously like the best man at a wedding. You see 3 goblins standing nearby, pointing their sticks at you, joking amongst themselves in their goblin tongue. The oregano holder has moved on to other spices, which I will not name for brevity's sake. Not because I don't know what spices are. They smell delicious. The guardian with the spear sort of poking in your general direction, not hurting you, but just sort of poking at you. And the one that was sharpening the knives has finished sharpening these knives and has finished sharpening the big butcher's knife and has been like chopping up potatoes and carrots and onions and stuff. And you can see them beginning to like come to the surface in the bubbling water and then like float back down. You are side by side with this halfling. You are conscious at 1 HP. You can tell they're ready to cook you for dinner. The only question is, are they going to boil you alive like a lobster? Or are they going to hack you to bits and let your blood drain into the soup?
So can I'm going to use lay on hands on myself.
That will work, actually. Now, it's probably got some, components to it. The goblins might notice it if you do that. So do you just want to do it right now, or are you going to find a way to do it sneakily, or what's the game plan?
Can I want to look behind them and yell out, right? Like try to see I saw something.
You're going to try and fool them, distract them. Okay, give me your best charisma check ever.
Ooh.
Are they gonna fall for your deception? Oh my god, they fall for your deception. Well, how do you deceive them? Like, specifically, what do you say or do?
I'm gonna say, it's... Look at that tasty thing behind you.
It works! It works with flying colors. Apparently, they understand just enough common to know the word tasty, and they all look back. And one goes and grabs a log from the fire and holds it into the tunnel, and they all get down on their hands and knees, and one of them gives a squeal, lurches forward, makes an attack roll, ooh, good attack roll, and grabs a rat, and they jabber amongst themselves about the rat for a moment, which gives you just enough time to lay on hands yourself, all bringing you to
9, I think. Guess that's twice my level.
Yeah.
Or wait, I guess I'm level 3, so I'm
7.
I'm up to 7. Yeah.
Nice.
Just bring my stuff into auto starter and I should be ready.
All right.
And then can I try to wait? So how many goblins are there?
3.
Just the 3? Okay.
Yeah, but you're tied up. And over a pit of soon to be boiling water. Well, currently boiling water, actually.
Okay. So you're still there too. You're.
Yeah, I'm bound, but yeah.
We got him right where we want him.
Really, Sir Paladin?
This was my plan.
Oh my goodness. Your plan was to get captured, sir?
Wait, so are they... I guess there's the guy holding a spear. Was my sword on the ground or something?
Yes, you notice your sword, your chainmail, and your shield are all propped up in a corner. Yeah, they've stripped you of all your good gear. If you have any other weapons or magical items on you or anything that would be interesting, it's over there too. We should just go ahead and call you both naked, because they don't want any of your clothing in their stew.
No, that's no good.
Yeah, that's a terrible situation to be in. Who wants to be naked over a boiling pot of water, surrounded by goblins?
Not me.
All right, what next? This was phase 1 of the plan.
Convince them to let us go?
Do you speak Goblin?
I've got 4 language slots, but none of them's Goblin.
Okay. What if we tell them that there's more tasty people outside?
Yeah. Is there?
Yeah.
Do you speak Goblin, sir?
No.
Oh no.
See, I want to like smile at the person who got the rat. I mean, I got this guy a meal. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the goblins have turned back to face you now, and one of them holding up a rat and sort of nods in your general direction. And the goblin with the knife comes over and skewers the rat and starts to rip him open and like squeezes all the blood into the soup, and then goes about skinning the rat, getting the fur off of it, chops it up, takes out the organs, eats a couple of them, and tosses the rat into the stew.
Okay.
Hey, maybe you should eat the people outside and not us. They're bigger and more tastier than me. I've only got 3 strength.
Hey, do you want me to go get more people? More rats? I'm just gonna keep saying, like, you like rats? Tasty?
The goblins don't have much to say in this capacity. It's like they only understood the word tasty.
Can I try to like untie? So I'm completely tied up, but can I like try to do like a dexterity check to kind of get out of it, or?
Yeah, you could make a bend bars check to just brute force your way out, or you could make the world's greatest dexterity check to wriggle out, because it's like they've rolls all the way around you.
Does a dex check. I failed.
Yeah,
Right.
you've only managed to get yourself more stuck. You can't go anywhere, Oregano.
All right. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking like that's the coward's way to try to wriggle it out. I'm gonna try to like surprise him and like break out.
You're gonna bend bars, lift gates.
Yep.
Do it.
Ooh.
Just like a strength check.
It's a D100, and you want to roll below whatever your bend bars, lift gates number is.
Wait. Okay. So roll 1 D100.
Yeah, and you want a 10 or lower.
I got bend bars of 0.
Nice.
Which is unreal. I don't know. How does this relate to strength score?
Do you,
So your strength score, right? You've got melee attack adjust, melee damage adjust, weight allow, max press, open doors, bend bars. Those are the sub-stats underneath your strength score. And so you want to roll less than or equal to your bend bars check. Yeah. So 65, it's not good enough. You strain against the ropes, but the goblin ropes are surprisingly well made, probably because they've been stolen from humans. And you find that they're too strong. There's no way you're going to be able to bust these ropes like this.
what do bards roll for HP? I'll just roll it now.
D8? I think
D8.
they're in the rogue category.
Okay.
So we'll just use a D8.
Wait, you're a halfling. Do you know any songs you could sing?
I'm a level 1 bard, so I don't have any magical talents yet.
But you're a bard. You can sing.
Yeah, I can try singing for my life. Yeah.
For entertainment.
Yeah.
Know any good cooking songs?
Don't cook us, we're not tasty. Don't cook us, we're not tasty at all.
Are you good? Can you make a performance check? I want to know if it sounds good or not.
Yeah, we need that performance check here.
So what is performance key off?
You're singing,
okay.
so charisma?
Yeah. So I'll just do a raw charisma roll, which is another crit fail.
Nope. The goblins shake their heads, and the one with the knife comes over, and you can tell. I'm gonna give you one last chance here. You can tell he's about to come and rip open your belly and let your entrails spill into the soup. He's had it with your singing.
If I stop singing, I won't. Spare my life and I'll stop singing.
The goblin comes over. The knife comes out. There's a glint of light off the fire.
Hey, I'm gonna intimidate. I'm just gonna like try to surprise him.
You're gonna intimidate him while you're tied up and naked?
Yep.
Okay. How do you intimidate him?
I will say, He's diseased. Zombie.
Sick. Look, I've only got 3 strength. I'm sick.
Diseased zombie. I'll
do performance to make them think I'm diseased.
Where's my reaction chest table?
There we go. I get my performance.
Roll me a 2d10 plus, or Walker, plus your reaction adjust of 6. 2d10, actually 2d10 minus 6. That's what we want. Yeah. You want low. Ooh. Oh yeah, that's actually pretty good. The goblin stops, like the knife comes up, it begins to press into the halfling's belly, blood begins to roll down when you start saying zombie, and the goblin stops and pulls the knife away, a little bit spooked, and jabbers at the other goblins, and you can hear the word zombie pop up in their conversation. The goblins gather around and look at the two of you and talk in hushed whispers. The spearman changes his demeanor from casually bored to super on guard and keeps the spears pointed at you. The one with the knife stands nearby, and the oregano thrower scampers down the tunnel quickly, as if he's gone to talk to someone or get some advice or bring in reinforcements or something. But he scampers away, leaving you with the 2 armed goblins.
Zombie brain. What now, sir?
The spearman goes to stab you, and the knife guy puts a hand on the spearman and no, zombie, no.
And then while they're distracted, I want to try an escape check this time. I wasn't able to bend bars, but I might be able to.
You might be able to dex check. Okay, so you're really, really well bound here. You're gonna need a 30 on your dex check. It's gotta be the most amazing dex check you've ever done. Oh, so close. They're a little bit distracted. You wriggle, and you find yourself sort of making your way out, but then it's so well wrapped around you. It's 50 feet of rope tying you to this log, and you can't do it. You just can't do it. Oh God, it's not gonna work. You're all gonna die here. You can feel it. The water's boiling. You can sort of look to the side and see that there's a shaft that leads out to the surface, and that's where all the hot air from here is rising and going out the shaft, and that's why you've got that draft coming in from the tunnels over there. And you can't escape. You can't wriggle. You can't what do you call it? You can't rip out the bindings. Death is coming for you. I'm glad you're still rolling for your height and weight. That's such a brave face you're putting on there, Tacky. Let me see if one of the goblins spots you trying to wriggle. I'll give him a perception check. 10 is a fail, but the natural 19, one of them sees you start to wriggle and comes over and slaps you with the haft of the spear. Not enough to do damage, but enough to bruise you and cause you significant pain, just to get you to stop wriggling around. And then he pulls over a little step ladder, climbs up so his head is above the boiling pot, and whispers in the most broken common possible, "No move. Die."
But he'll kill you anyway.
Not yet, they won't.
No, I never said goblins were smart.
We've got them right where we want them.
Mm-hmm.
We do, Sir Walker. Brains.
All right. A few minutes later, in comes another goblin, followed by the oregano dealer. This one is dressed in dark robes, sort of probably a brown, but it's been like a dirty brown, not cleaned in ages. And there is a small talisman hanging on a little stick that the goblin stamps on the ground every time she steps. She has got the skull of some sort of maybe a cat or maybe a dog or something. It's some sort of like small mammal skull on her left hand. Her right hand's got the little staff that's jangling. She's got a tooth and bone necklace that dangles about to her belly. Her robes open up sort of in the middle. So there's, it's just like goblin flesh and this bone necklace down the center of her with these robes that cover the sides. And she steps closer to you and starts like tapping her feet and singing some sort of like chanting some sort of goblin song, some sort of ooh ah ooh ah ooh ah.
I think they got detected.
Is there is he wearing any like holy symbols or anything, or just
these like weird animal bones?
Okay.
He's a paladin. You shouldn't hurt him. He's a paladin. God, the god of justice will hurt you.
How do you know he's a paladin?
I saw him when he was dragged in. Then he was stripped naked, and he had the paladin gear on him.
Yeah, he did.
Nice. Okay. Well done. Ooh. The goblin shaman something finishes her chanting ceremony and takes her staff with the talismans hanging from it and bops the halfling on the head and stares at you intently.
I'd try to flee if I could.
She brings the step stool over, climbs to the top of it, and sniffs you. And then jabbers back at the other goblins with anger and malice in her voice, pointing the stick at you and pointing the sticks at them, and they begin to cower a little bit. Clearly, she has shamed them. How could you be a zombie? They just captured you at a wedding. It's a ridiculous notion. This is clearly the translation that's coming through. How could you be such fools to be tricked by these two people? You should be ashamed of yourselves. The clear conversation that's happening, even though you don't understand the words. The goblins look depressed and apologetic. The shaman comes over with her staff and her cat's claw skull and rakes the cat's claw skull across your body, halfling, letting the blood drip into the pot.
I'm gonna like make a funny face and like laugh. I'm gonna try to make like a humor kind of a thing, like we're buddies. I don't know if you could do that with facial expressions very much. Or
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. About half of language is nonverbal, so you can sort of give me a charisma check to see if you can pull this off. This gallows humor. Oh, flying colors. This does puzzle the other goblin. The knife sharpener comes up and guts oregano, spilling your entrails into the soup, and then begins to hack your bits off of you to make food. You are dead again, McTacky. I'm sorry. Even a more painful suffering death this time.
Okay.
The shaman is curious by Sir Walker's humor here and goes over to inspect the gear that you arrived with.
Just like goblin.
And sits down and strokes her non-existent beard for a little while the halfling is butchered right beside you.
Did they bring my other dead character over to be cooked?
No, your other dead character hasn't been seen yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can kind of tell him about the talisman that I have, which is the fire resistant thing. I'm gonna say like, hey, you should. I'm gonna like, do I see it at all? Like, can I kind of gesture at it?
Yeah.
Yes, I want to like kind of gesture at it with my head for the to the symbol that I'm like.
You're like gesturing that way. She looks over and starts kind of sorting through your stuff as you gesture for it, eventually pulling out the talisman. What do you do when she pulls it out?
Like put it on. Necklace.
Why? Why should I put it on?
Oh wait, you can speak?
Of course I can speak.
Okay, cool. That's great. It's magic. It's resists fire.
Yeah, it's from kobolds.
She puts it on a nearby goblin and then forces his hand into the fire. The goblin shrieks and she pulls the hand out and it's not that badly singed. And the goblin looks perplexed and surprised. She takes the talisman off, the goblin puts it on herself and like touches a hot rock and holds her hand on it for a little while and then releases and goes, oh, it's not a trick.
Would you like it?
It is indeed mine now.
You're welcome. I was bringing it here. You know, there's some people outside that are also adventuring parties. They might have other rewards for you. I know you. There's like a wealthy lady that you brought in, and I don't know if you want to really eat her. She might be able to give you more food and more wealth if you let her and me go.
Really? We were just gathering halflings for the feast. But you say this halfling is wealthy? We could ransom her?
Absolutely. Even though I know halflings you might think they're only worth half as much as a real person. This one is actually twice as much as a real person to us.
Interesting. She turns to the other goblins and jabbers at them. They all pull up weapons and point them at you as she leaves. She reappears 5 minutes later with the halfling bride-to-be and the father of the bride. And you know, they're tied up and being poked at with sticks from behind. Their clothes have been sort of, torn and thrashed. And the the goblin shaman speaks up again, saying, "This man here says you are worth a pretty penny, a good ransom. Is that true?" And the father of the bride goes, "This is my only daughter, and I'm a wealthy landowner. I'll pay anything if you set her free. Take me, but set her free." The bride-to-be sees the dead best man. Yeah, the dead and mutilated best man. It's pretty much just like a head and neck and shoulders and sort of torso. The hands and the legs have already been chopped off and the arms are coming off. She's not doing too well with the pretty sight. It's okay. And the goblin looks around at everyone and goes, "Well, how can I trust that the money would ever come? I have an idea." She looks to the old man, the old halfling, and goes, "Bring me 1,000 pieces of gold, and I shall set your daughter and this human free. Fail to bring me 1,000 pieces of gold before the sun goes down, and I will eat them toe by toe." And then they set the old man free. And your fate is left in the hands of the old halfling. Unless you can alter your fate in some other way. Cleric. Paladin, I mean.
Let's see. I'm going to say I am an agent of Astaire. This has been a deal that's been made. I can make sure that he comes back with that money.
Really? How?
I will make sure to follow him, and I will make sure he upholds its word. It's my duty as a paladin of justice to make sure they follow their deal.
Swear to me on the name of your god that you will see this deal through to the end, and you will seek no retribution nor vengeance upon us, and that you will go and leave us in peace.
I do so swear on my god Astaire that I will follow this up, make sure this deal goes through, and I will not seek harm against you or vengeance.
Okay, that sounds good enough for me. She will let you go. Not give you your clothes back. She's not that nice. And under the promise that you'll make sure this deal goes through. And as you made your promise, you could feel a rumble in your bones. You, a paladin, the most holy of orders, have sworn an oath to your god, even though it was to an evil goblin. And you can just feel it in your bones that if you break this oath, terrible, terrible things will befall you. terrible things. I really want you to break your oath so I can do awful things to you. And you are also let go with the halfling, the daddy halfling. All right. So you can go past. You can see Melkor's body still on the spikes. There are a pair of goblins trying to get the body off, but it's just so well impaled. They're like, I don't know how we're gonna do this. And it's just he's stuck. It's too well. They lower a small drawbridge to let you and the halfling pass. You can squeeze out through the tunnel, step out into the clearing, and there's Temperance along with a few others, and they wave you over quickly. And as you run naked across the fields to them, Temperance says, What happened? Why are you naked? Where's the other one?
This is exactly how I was expecting it to go. We've got him right where we want him.
Remember, no retribution, or you're no longer a paladin.
Yeah.
So, how are you going to make sure this deal goes through honestly?
I guess I'm going to talk with that guy. Does he have? I'm going to ask him. Do you have 1,000 gold pieces?
I can come up with the money if you can get me back to town. Temperance says, "Where's your weapons? Where are your clothing?"
They're in the cave with the daughter as planned.
The old halfling says, "There's no time. We must bring the money. We have to save her." And Temperance says, "But wait a minute. We were already hired to come and kill the goblins. Why are you paying them ransom?" And the old man says, "The paladin's taken care of it. We'll pay the goblins the money we were going to pay you, and we'll get her back. It'll be great."
Exactly.
And the ranger crosses her arms and looks at you with hatred, saying, "I've already lost 2 friends for this today, and now you're telling me I'm not getting paid?"
That is exactly what I am telling you.
She shakes her head. "Come on, boys. This isn't worth it. Let's cut our losses right now." And she will take the surviving members of her party back to town. You and the halfling can go back to the halfling's house, I suppose.
And I'll grab my backpack.
Oh, that's true. You've got your backpack.
There. So
Yep.
I still have my money.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, and I guess I'll book it back, not wearing any clothes.
All right.
You don't have a change of bed clothes in there?
No.
You're in your pajamas, all right.
All right. You arrive back at the halfling's farmhouse. He gathers up all the money. He goes to the nearby neighbors begging for extra coinage here and there. He sells off some of his property. He sells off some of his livestock for like really good prices just to gather up the 1,000 gold. But, 2 hours before sundown, as it's getting dim, he's gathered the money. The old man's wife has made you some makeshift clothes by stitching together sheets, so you're not completely naked.
Okay.
You've got, white robes now. And, what would you like to do?
Well, I guess we're gonna book it there, and then see if we can get there in time.
All right. You book it there. You can make it there before sundown, sure enough. And there outside the goblin cave are 2 goblins with spears waiting. Tentatively, a little bit nervous, you can see. Maybe you're going to try and betray them, who knows. But there they are. What are you going to do?
So where's the daughter? We just want to make sure that this goes as planned. Let's make sure she's still alive.
One of the goblins goes, daughter. Woman! Woman inside. Yes. Young woman. Offspring woman. Child woman.
Okay, and I guess I'm gonna show them the gold. I guess point at it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, what are you waiting for? Go get her.
They scurry on inside, and they bring out the halfling along with the shaman. And the shaman steps out and looks around and goes, Have you held up your end of the deal?
Yes, we've got the money right here.
Bring it to me. And the old man comes across with the money and sets it down just on the other side of the creek and retreats to his side of the creek. And the goblins bring the daughter up to the creek, look in the bag, and yip for joy, very excited, and then release the woman and throw her across, and she stumbles across the creek into her father and yours open arms. Probably her father's open arms.
Maybe you'll get your gear back. Just ask for it.
And then the goblins begin to retreat into the cave again. Any final words?
Good luck.
All right. The deal is done. The goblins return to their cave with 1,000 gold. The daughter survives. And you've completed your mission!
Exactly as planned.
You can make your way back to Shenanigans a little bit later. And congratulations on completing today's quest. It only cost you all of your gear and your friend's life and 1,000 gold from a nearby halfling, but it's great. You did it anyway. This might be the shortest Shenanigans episode ever, but also perhaps one of the most funny and fun Shenanigans episodes ever. I don't know how the hell this turned out this way.
Well, we've got another 2 hours. We can do another 2 hour.
I don't know if we could get another one this short. I don't think it would work.
Double feature.
Wonderful. This is brilliant. All right, let's assign you some experience. You completed the quest.
What do I get?
0. Negative experience. Your first skill check got you killed. It's... okay. All right. So, 500 experience for completion of the quest. You did defeat 3 goblins. So that's going to be another 45 experience. Let's see. There was some solid role playing in here, so we'll add in a little bit more. And let's see. Actually, that's not quite enough. The role playing experience for this one should probably be near to equal the questing XP. This was top tier problem solving and role playing, guys. It was amazing.
We accepted the question in mind.
Yeah, you upheld a difficult oath to your god, because I know that must be hard not to go back and slaughter all those goblins. That's a difficult oath to uphold, so let's give you some extra experience for that. Why don't you take home, Sir Walker, 945 experience.
Cool.
That's
just amazing.
Yeah, I gotta live one episode.
Life is overrated. It's fine. Well, this has been Shenanigans, everybody. I had a great time. Today. I hope you guys had a great time today, despite the short episode. It's a great session. We'll be back next week with more Shenanigans, and we've got some desperate measures coming up tomorrow. And if people want to see more of you guys, what can they do? How can they find you?
Well, you can see me on the Arcadia Wiki, and I do sometimes stream making maps, but that's very infrequent. So most of the time, you can just see me, my updates on the Wiki or on Neal's Discord, where I answer questions and get help with the Wiki.
And what about you, Brian? How do people find you?
Let's see, mostly just here on Shenanigans. I'm also thinking about, I'm wondering if there should be like an in-universe newspaper, right, for Arcadia, and I might start writing some stuff like that. So we'll keep an eye out.
You know, there was the Arcadia News Network for a little while that did something very similar to that, but they've kind of disappeared. So if you want to do a news article or whatever, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they also, I saw the other one, but they actually weren't really in universe. They were not like,
You're right.
There's some stories that were in the universe, but most of them weren't.
You mean like an actual, like, writing from Wicthron Rorenta, here's this week's... Oh, I like that. That's a great idea. Ooh.
That sounds great. I'll link it on the wiki when you make it.
If it happens, I would love to see it. That's where you can find us, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye, everybody.
all right, cool.
Bye.